Have you ever stopped to think about how your body just, well, how it does things without you really directing it? Like, say you're just walking along, someone throws a ball your way.
Yep.
And before you even properly register it, your eyes are tracking, arms up, hand closes. Boom, you've caught it.
It's incredible, isn't it? The speed.
Or, that sudden jolt of energy, maybe even panic when you need to react fast to something unexpected.
That fight or flight response.
Exactly. How do all these really complex bits, brain, nerves, muscles, work together so perfectly?
Yeah.
It feels like magic, but it's not.
Not magic, no. It's just incredibly sophisticated coordination. Think of it as this amazing self-running network constantly managing billions of things every single second.
And that is precisely what we're diving into today. The human nervous system, this unbelievable network that's basically your body's master control.
The command center.
Yeah. So our mission here is to unpack the really key stuff from the sources we've looked at, kind of peel back the layers, from the brain all the way down to the tiniest nerve cell.
The aim is for you to really get a feel for how your own body pulls off all its countless tasks.
Get ready for some proper aha moments about your own biology, I think.
Definitely. So maybe let's kick off with this idea of coordination itself. What does that actually mean in the body?
Good starting point.
At its heart, it's really about how all the different activities, the different parts of a living thing function together smoothly. They work together to meet the body's needs, both, internal stuff and reacting to the outside world.
So everything working in sync, basically, not just isolated actions.
Exactly. It's a concert. And our bodies pull this off using two main strategies, two systems.
Okay.
First up, you've got nervous coordination. This is the one driven directly by the nervous system itself. So brain, spinal cord, nerves, sense organs.
And this one's all about speed and precision, right?
Absolutely. Think about everyday things like eating, you see food. Instantly, eyes zap that info to the brain. Brain processes, sends out commands. Arms lift, hands grab, fingers pick up, food goes in. It's all happening incredibly fast, super precise sequence.
All run by the nervous system, like in fractions of a second.
Or imagine playing tennis, the split-second judgment, the eye tracking, the muscles firing exactly right to hit the ball. That's nervous coordination in action.
Right. And another really clear example is, say you twist your ankle. That sharp pain is an instant nervous signal.
A warning.
Telling your brain, don't move that bit, which is obviously vital to stop more damage, let it heal. The speed of that message is key.
Totally. Then the second system is chemical coordination. This works different.
Hormones, right?
Exactly. Chemical messengers, hormones traveling around your bloodstream. It's maybe less targeted than a nerve impulse, but it can trigger big body-wide changes, sometimes really quickly in emergencies.
Like the example in our sources, the bull charging at you.
Perfect example. Imagine that happens. In that split second, even before you consciously think run, your body gets flooded with certain chemicals.
Adrenaline, things like that.
Things like adrenaline, yes. And they don't go to one specific muscle. They pour into your bloodstream, giving you this instant surge of extra energy and strength, preparing you to leg it or fight back.
It's a fast, involuntary, system-wide thing.
Right. And if you compare the two, nervous and chemical, it's fascinating. Nervous coordination is like a dedicated, high-speed fiber optic cable, pinpoint accuracy, super fast, great for catching that ball.
Gotcha.
Chemical coordination is maybe more like a radio broadcast. Slower to start, maybe, but it hits everywhere and can cause these broader, often longer-lasting changes, like that adrenaline rush or even controlling growth over years.
So they complement each other. Different tools for different jobs.
Precisely. Both absolute essential, just working on different scales of control.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so coordination is key.
Yeah.
But what are the actual messengers doing the work, making these signals happen?
All right, let's zoom in. It all boils down to these amazing specialized cells called nerve cells, or neurons. They are the fundamental units, the building blocks of the whole system.
The basic communication wires, essentially.
Kind of, yeah. And each neuron has a specific structure. There's a central part, the cyton or cell body. That's where the nucleus lives.
The control center of the cell itself.
Right. And sprouting from the cyton are these fine thread-like bits. You've got dendrites, usually shorter, branching things. Think of them like antennas. Their job is to receive messages, impulses from other cells or from your senses.
Okay, so dendrites are the in tray.
You could put it like that. Then there's usually one much longer projection called the axon. This is the out tray. It transmits messages away from the cell body.
The output cable.
Exactly. And it ends in these things called terminal branches, which are positioned ready to pass the message on. So the flow is always one way. Dendrites cite an axon.
Always in that direction.
Always. And here's where it gets really clever. The synapse.
Ah, yes, the synapse. This isn't a direct connection, is it?
No, it's not like soldering wires together. It's a microscopic gap, a tiny space where the terminal branches of one neuron's axon sit really, really close to the dendrites of the next neuron.
And this gap is super important, right?
Yeah.
This is where the actual communication handover happens.
Absolutely critical, because when the electrical signal running down the axon reaches the end, it triggers the release of chemicals, neurotransmitters.
Neurochemical messengers.
Yeah, they float across that tiny synaptic gap and dock onto the next neuron. And depending on the messenger and the receptor, they either tell that next neuron fire or stay quiet.
So it's like a chemical relay race across the gap.
Pretty much. And this chemical step isn't just efficient, it's incredibly flexible. It allows the system to change, to adapt. That's fundamental to how we learn and form memories by strengthening or weakening these synaptic connections.
Wow, okay, so that gap is where a lot of the adaptability comes from.
A huge amount. And these neurons, these communicators, come in three main flavors based on their job. First, sensory neurons. These are your input channels. They carry signals from your sensory cells in your skin, eyes, ears, whatever, to your central nervous system, your spinal cord or brain, telling the boss what's happening out there.
So, reporting for duty neurons.
Yeah. Then you have motor neurons. They're the output channels. They carry commands from the brain or spinal cord out to the effectors.
Effectors, meaning muscles and glands.
Exactly, the things that actually do stuff in response. So when your brain decided, catch that ball, motor neurons carried that instruction to your arm muscles.
Right, the get it done neurons.
Yep. And finally, there are association neurons, sometimes called interneurons.
Yeah.
These guys are mainly found inside the brain and spinal cord. They act like intermediaries, the connectors.
The middlemen.
Kinda. They relay signals from one neuron to another, often linking the sensory input to the appropriate motor output. They're crucial for processing information and for reflexes.
Okay, sensory in, association processing, motor out. Got it.
That's the basic flow.
So we have these individual neurons firing messages. But how do those messages travel long distances, like from your toe to your brain, without getting mixed up or lost?
Ah, good question. That's where nerves come in. Think of a nerve not as a single wire, but as a big cable.
Like an electrical cable with lots of wires inside.
Exactly like that. A nerve is a bundle, sometimes thousands, of individual axons, those long output fibers from the neurons, all wrapped up together in a protective sheath.
And that sheath is important.
Very. It's like insulation on electrical wires. It stops the electrical impulses in one axon from interfering with signals in the axons right next to it, keeps the messages clean and targeted.
Makes sense. So nerves are just bundles of axons. Are there different types of nerves too?
Yep, mirroring the neuron types, really. You have sensory nerves. These contain only axons from sensory neurons. A classic example is the optic nerve from your eye. Its only job is to carry visual signals to the brain.
Purely input.
Purely input. Then you have motor nerves, which contain only axons from motor neurons. They're all about carrying commands outwards, like the nerves that control your eye muscles, making them move.
Purely output.
Right. And finally, predictably, you have mixed nerves.
Ah, carrying both types.
You got it. They contain both sensory and motor axons. The nerve going to your tongue, for instance, is a mixed nerve. It carries taste sensations in and sends motor commands out to move the tongue muscles.
Two-way traffic in one cable.
Precisely.
Okay, wow. So we've got the individual cells, the neurons, and the bundled cables, the nerves. How does this all fit together in the grand scheme, the whole system?
Right. Let's zoom out again. The human nervous system as a whole is usually divided into two major parts. You have the central nervous system, the CNS.
Brain and spinal cord.
Brain and spinal cord, yes.
Yeah.
Command center. And then you have the peripheral nervous system, the PNS.
Which is everything else, all the nerves spreading out.
Basically, yes. All the nerves connecting the CNS to the rest of your body. Let's look at the CNS first.
Okay, the central command.
It's incredibly well protected, as you'd expect. The brain sits inside the skull, the cranium. The spinal cord runs down inside your backbone, the vertebral column.
Like armor plating.
Pretty much. And the brain gets extra layers, 3 membranes called the meninges, plus it floats in the cerebrospinal fluid, which acts like a cushion, a shock absorber.
Vital protection for such a crucial organ.
Absolutely. Now, the brain itself, the control tower, in an adult, it weighs about, 1.5 kilos?
Around 3 pounds, yeah. Doesn't sound like much, but it's packed.
It really is. And it has three main sections. The biggest, most obvious part is the cerebrum.
The wrinkly bit on top.
That's the one. It's split into two halves, the cerebral hemispheres, and those wrinkles and grooves, the folds, they're not random. They massively increase the surface area.
To fit more brain cells in.
Exactly. It allows it to pack in something like 9 billion neurons, just incredible density. And this is where the higher functions happen.
Like thinking.
Thinking, intelligence, consciousness, memory, willpower. It controls all your voluntary actions, anything you decide to do.
Yeah. So the cerebrum is the CEO making the decisions.
You could say that. Then, tucked underneath and towards the back, is the cerebellum.
Smaller, but important too.
Oh, absolutely vital. Its main jobs are coordinating muscle activity and maintaining balance.
Ah, so if the cerebrum decides, I want to walk,
the cerebellum figures out how to make muscles do that smoothly, keeping you upright and coordinated. It executes the plan.
I see. The coordination expert.
Precisely. And here's a fascinating link. Alcohol really affects the cerebellum.
That explains why drunk people stumble and have trouble with coordination.
It directly impairs the cerebellum's ability to do its job coordinating those muscle movements.
Interesting. Okay, cerebrum, cerebellum. What's the third part?
The medulla oblongata. This is the lowest part of the brain, kind of like the brainstem, connecting down to the spinal cord.
And its job?
Critically important. It controls all the essential involuntary functions, things you absolutely need to stay alive but never think about, like your heartbeat, breathing rate, swallowing, blood pressure, digestion, even things like sneezing or coughing reflexes.
Wow. The real life support system.
Totally. And the sources highlight this. Damage to the medulla can cause instant death because it controls these fundamental processes.
Underlines how crucial it is. Okay, so that's the brain. What about the spinal cord?
The spinal cord runs down from the medulla almost the whole length of the backbone. Think of it as the main information highway.
Connecting the brain to the rest of the body.
Yes, and it does a bit more too. Its main functions are controlling reflexes below the neck, those super fast reactions.
Like pulling your hand from something hot.
Exactly. It also carries sensory messages up from the body, skin, muscles to the brain, and it carries motor commands down from the brain to the muscles of your trunk and limbs.
So reflex control center and two-way communication channel.
Perfect summary. That's the CNS.
Okay, so command center covered. What about the rest of the network? The PNS.
Right, the peripheral nervous system. This is everything else, all the nerves branching out from the brain and spinal cord, reaching every corner of the body. And it also has two main subdivisions.
More divisions, okay.
First is the somatic nervous system. Think soma, meaning body. This includes the cranial nerves coming off the brain and the spinal nerves coming off the cord.
And what's its role?
This is largely your conscious control system. It relays sensations you're aware of, smell, taste, touch, sound, sight to the CNS, and it carries commands from the CNS out to your skeletal muscles.
The muscles you choose to move, like waving your hand.
Exactly. Voluntary control and conscious sensation. That's the somatic system.
Okay. What's the other division?
The autonomic nervous system. Auto suggests automatic, and that's the key. The system works largely unconsciously.
Behind the scenes.
Totally behind the scenes. It's made up of chains of nerve cell clusters, called ganglia, and nerves running alongside the spinal cord. Its job is to regulate all the involuntary stuff inside your body.
Ah, like the medulla does, but maybe more widespread.
Yeah, controlling things like heart rate, digestion, breathing rate, blood pressure, pupil size, all the internal housekeeping that keeps you running smoothly without you thinking about it.
Amazing. Does it have subdivisions too? I feel a pattern emerging.
Yes, it does. Two crucial ones that work in opposition, like a gas pedal and a brake to keep things balanced.
Okay.
You have the sympathetic nervous system. This is your gas pedal. It kicks in during stress, emergencies, or exertion. It prepares you for fight or flight.
So back to the bull example, the racing heart, the energy surge. That's sympathetic.
That's the sympathetic system firing on all cylinders, increasing heart rate, diverting blood to muscles, releasing energy stores, getting you ready for action.
Right. So what's the brake?
That's the parasympathetic nervous system. Its job is the opposite. Rest and digest. It calms things down, conserves energy, and promotes housekeeping functions when you're relaxed.
So after the bull runs past and you calm down.
The parasympathetic system takes over, slowing your heart rate back to normal, stimulating digestion again, bringing everything back to a calm baseline.
So they work against each other to maintain balance.
Exactly. Constantly adjusting, shifting control back and forth depending on the situation to maintain that internal equilibrium or homeostasis. It's a beautiful balancing act.
Wow. It really is an incredible system when you lay it all out.
It truly is.
Yeah.
Just think about the sheer complexity, the constant silent orchestration happening inside you every single second, making you conscious, letting you think, feel, move, but also just keeping your heart beating, your lungs breathing, your food digesting.
All managed by this intricate web of nerves and signals. It's mind-boggling, really.
Absolutely.
And it really makes you think, doesn't it? Considering how vital this whole communication network is. What happens when things go wrong? You know, if those lines of communication get damaged or disrupted, conditions like paralysis where signals just can't get through, or other neurological issues that mess with that perfect symphony.
It highlights the fragility alongside the complexity.
Yeah. It really brings home just how deeply interconnected everything in our body is through this amazing nervous system, and what that connection truly means for, well, for everything we experience.
Yes.
Something to really mull over.